Hello. Today we're going to be looking at the Broadway Limited Paragon 4 with Rolling Thunder Southern Pacific 484 GS-4 number 4449 in the American Freedom Train paint scheme from 1975. So we received this locomotive several months ago, but we hadn't got around to doing a review or unboxing yet. So let's look at what the loco is in a plastic sleeve. Comes in a nice box. We have our Paragon 4 operations manual, the page for the Pro Mode function keys, and then we have an advertisement for some upcoming diesels. The foam in the box is a little bit sturdier than what they've had in the past, and then it's in a plastic clamshell, it looks like, so we'll see if we can get that out of here. So next you remove the outer sleeve. Put the outer sleeve back there for the time being. And then we have extra locomotive traction tires and a coupler. Looks like they'd be for the front coupler, and two little separate baggies there. We also have a wrench if you're going to work on the drivers to replace traction tires, and then we also have a funnel in an individual plastic bag. Silica gel to keep the moisture down in the model. And then we have a front side piece, back side piece, and then looks like a beautiful locomotive. Take that protective plastic off. And as others have said, it sort of looks like that the plastic base could be used if you wanted to for a display track, but initial inspection, the paint lines are sharp. Got a piece of tape here to hold a detail part, the treadway, so it doesn't get damaged in shipment. The engine is very heavy. The display track piece, as you can see, has these metal pins that go in the holes in the underframe of the engine to protect it during shipment. As you can see, you've got the tread or the track, simulated track width there, so that you could use that as a display stand if you wanted to do so. We'll start out looking at the front of the locomotive. We have the number boards that are located more to the front in the Freedom Train version. We have what's supposed to be lit marker lights or classification lights. We have what appears to be a brass horn for the air horn. We've got a gyro light and a regular headlight, and I do not know if these number boards here are lit up or not, but we shall see. Number 4449 here on the pilot. Air hoses, coupler, looks like it's a BLI type coupler. The paint separation lines are very sharp. So we'll go to the right engineer side of the engine now. Okay, as we look at the engineer side of the engine, again we've got our lit number boards. We have metal handrails. We got the builder plates. We have white wall tires on all our drivers. Southern Pacific type blowdown. We do have a engineer. Again, the paint lines are very, very sharp. And we have a ladder that goes up to the engineer into the cab. We have a couple of hatches. Then we have our blowdown valves. And then we have our whistle. And then we have our dynamos. We'll see them on the other side. On our tender, we have some handrails, the oil tank filler, the stick to measure the oil, how much oil is in the tank. We have water hatches along here with metal handholds, our ladder. And again, the paint separation lines are very sharp. On the rear of the tender, we have our marker lights, the engine number 4449, a backup light, some metal handrails, Katie style coupler, brake hoses. I'll let you look up the back side of the tender for the detail on the top. Now we're looking at the fireman's side of the tender. Again, we have our ladder, American Freedom Train, red, white, and blue. We do have a step here, and then also I'll just notice on the tender oil tank, you have your 4 lift rings to lift out the oil tank. On the fireman's side of the locomotive, we have our metal ladder. Here we have our fireman right there. Again, we have another SP style blowdown, white wall tires, metal handrail, metal handrail. Again, notice on the Freedom Train version as it was, the number boards were here, whereas the I think the current version, the number boards are way back here. You have your 3 dynamos, whistle, blow-offs, little piping here. Then on the fireman side, we also again have the classification light, and then notice the builder plate and loco data plate. Very nice touch, and you can see how sharp the line is between the paint colors. You get your engraved hatches here for maintenance. The weight of the tender is 13 ounces, and the weight of the locomotive is 1 pound 10 ounces. So now what we're going to do is demonstrate the functions and features of the Rolling Thunder Paragon 4. We'll let you see how the locomotive starts up. It's going to start up. I've disconnected the Rolling Thunder so you'll be able to just hear the engine itself. And then later on in the video, we will engage Rolling Thunder to see how that adds to the overall experience. So first, we press F9 to start the Rolling Thunder decoder up. dynamo starting up. So we'll go through the bell. The whistle. Okay, that's the grade crossing signal. Okay, that's the air horn. And then option 22 lets you toggle between the air horn and the regular whistle. Somewhere along there you notice that the gyro light started working. Must have hit the command for that. And also, if you'll notice carefully, the cab light is on. So we're going to pull back here and we're going to allow the locomotive to take its first movements. Speed step 1 of 128. Speed step 2. 3, 4, backup light comes on, and also you can see that the marker lights are on. So now we're putting it in reverse. Backup light has come on. Speed step 1. And you should be able to see that the classification lamps are lit white. Okay, next we're going to check the coupler height with the KD coupler gauge. And as you can see, the coupler is pretty much dead on, but the air hose is not clearing the gauge at the bottom. So we're going to have to adjust the air hose. Okay, now that we've adjusted the air hose, the gauge slides underneath. And I would say the height matches perfectly. Now we're going to check the height of the front coupler on the GS-4 with the KD gauge. Looks like it's pretty much even. This air hose does clear the lower gauge. I would say it's mounted meeting specifications. Now we're going to check the lighting functions. So we turn on our headlight. Hear the dynamos start up. And if you notice, we have some tastefully lighted number boards. The classification lights are lit. When we put the engine in forward, we have the headlight, and then on, I think it's F24, that turns on the Mars lights. And our fireman has the cab light on, and when you look inside the cab, you can see some of the backhead detail from the fireman's side. And on the rear of the tender, we have marker lamps, and when we switch the locomotive into reverse, then we have the backup light. And here we can see the fireman and some of the backhead detail through the fireman window on the left side of the locomotive. Okay, now we're going to check the drawbar pull. $15.5 ounces. Okay, now Rolling Thunder has been engaged and it's locking onto the locomotive at this time. I bumped this fan speed up to 17 and to give it an idle a little bit more smoke coming out of the smokestack. So let's see how that works now when we go forward. speed step number 3, the cab light turns off. Now we're going to check the low speed operation at speed step 1 of 128. Okay, we have 2.7 scale miles per hour in reverse. Speed step 1 of 128. 2.7 scale miles per hour, speed step 1. If you notice at speed step 35, which is where we've done our other tests with the MPH engines, we're getting some great stack talk from the decoder. But this is speed step 35 of 128. Scale miles per hour. So now we're going to ramp it up to maximum speed to see what the top end is. .126 of 128. 80 scale miles per hour. Scale miles per hour. Scale miles per hour, so that's pretty consistent. So in closing, this is a review of the Broadway Limited Paragon 4 Southern Pacific 4449 in the American Freedom Train paint scheme. We're going to turn off the lights here so you can see them go off and let the engine go through its shutdown sequence. Hope you enjoyed the video, and please leave your comments below. And subscribe if you like the video, please.